صباح الخير. هل هو الصباح؟ ياه، احنا في الصباح. هل توقعت يوم انه تصحى وما تلاقي وتكون جعان؟ عادي، الموضوع سهل. انزل روح المطبخ وكل، بس ممكن تجيلك صعوبة حبة. نعم، ما عندي أكل في الثلاجة كلها. وبعدين ايش تسوي؟ تقول انا رايح لماكدونالدز. بعدين تروح تاخد سيارتك الحلوة. بعدين ايش تسوي بعد ما تاخد السيارة الحلوة؟ تروح لماكدونالدز طبعا وتطلب طلبية حلوة لابنك. تركن عربيتك هنا. بعدين ابنك يروح جاري على ماكدونالدز. انت تروح تاخد الاوردر حقك. تقول لو سمحت انا عايز حبة تشيكن ناجت وعايز اوردر وبعدين تاخد الاوردر حق ابنك جميل وجاهز. تدفع الفلوس. تعرف انه زمان ماكدونالدز كانت من أسوأ المطاعم في العالم. بعدين تروح تاخد الهابي ميل حقك، بعدين تروح بالسيارة من غير ما تاخد أي مخالفات. ترجع البيت بسلام، سلام كبير. ترجع البيت بعدين تروح تقفل باب عربيتك وتشيل ابنك معك. بعدين تروح وي 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 وي. ترجعوا البيت، تروحوا تاكلوا على الطاولة مرتاحين، ما زعلانين، ما خايفين من حاجة، قاعدين. بعدين الأب يقعد. بعدين ابنك يفتح الهابي ميل وخلص هابي ميل. بعدين يفتح اللعبة، تطلع حاجة مأساة. فأنا اليوم هأعلق على أسوأ ألعاب ماكدونالدز اللي حصلت في العالم، ويلا نبدأ. السلام عليكم شباب، معكم يحيى عثمان. ويلا يا شباب تعالوا نبدأ الفيديو.
Last time we covered some McDonald's toy fails, such as scary Ronald McDonald masks, gardening tools, and an MP3 player that only played the American Idol theme song. That list was pretty sad, but to the dismay of McDonald's eating kids everywhere, there are a lot more of these unfortunate toys. These are the top 10 saddest McDonald's Happy Meal toys, part 2. Michael Jordan Fitness Fun.
شوفوا أول لعبة.
Michael Jordan was one of the most popular players in the NBA during the 80s and 90s. And even
شوفوا
kids who didn't like watching basketball would know who he was. Similar to how McDonald's collaborates with movies to create new toys, they sometimes did the same thing with athletes. So in 1991, a Michael Jordan-themed set of sports-related Happy Meal toys was released to the public.
شفتوا حطوا ألعاب حق
The combination
وين
of the
حصل؟
fitness craze and the face of a sports superstar was supposed to get kids wanting to go outside and be active, but it wasn't very successful in doing so. The set of toys included 8 different ones: a jump rope, a basketball, an inflatable soccer ball, a stopwatch, a water bottle, a football, a frisbee, and a baseball. The stopwatch and frisbee both have Michael Jordan's smiling face plastered on them, while some of the other items look like they could be from anywhere. This set actually sounds pretty. The rope was quite short, making it difficult for some taller kids to use, and the water bottle was also pretty tiny, which isn't the most practical. The stopwatch only counted to 30 seconds, so we're really not sure what that was supposed to be used for.
I think we're moving really fast.
And unsurprisingly, the sports balls were low in quality and were not the best to actually play with. And on top of that, we do need to point out the irony of an unhealthy fast food restaurant promoting health and activeness to kids as they eat greasy burgers and chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
101 Dalmatians.
101 Dalmatians, sir.
As we mentioned before, it's common for McDonald's Happy Meal toys to be in collaboration with the newest children's movies that are out in theaters. For the promotion of the live-action version of the film 101 Dalmatians, released in 1996, McDonald's decided to release a set of toys based off of the film. The restaurant released a set of little Dalmatian figurines in honor of the film. But here's the thing. There were 101 different ones. Now, this is perfect when it comes to accuracy, but sets of McDonald's Happy Meal toys were usually something that kids would try to collect, and that was fairly easy if there were only 5 or 6 items. But to collect 101 different toys meant that a kid would have to eat at McDonald's 101 different times in the period that the toy was being promoted, which would be nearly impossible. However, there is a positive note here, as the people who did manage to collect the entire set can make some pretty big bucks now.
It's a miracle.
The full set is considered one of the rarest Happy Meal toys, and you can find full sets selling online for hundreds of dollars. So while most kids were disappointed knowing that they would never be able to collect them all, at least some of them managed to fulfill the dream.
Well, for me, it's like a dream come true.
Hello Kitty whistles.
Oh, he blew another man's whistle.
Hello Kitty is a popular Japanese figure in the world of kids' TV and basically any product you could buy worldwide. For the 40th anniversary of the character in 2014, McDonald's decided to release a line of Happy Meal toys in her honor. Instead of simply being figurines, though, Hello Kitty has a red whistle attached to her. This whistle could be detached and then blown into to make sound. However, there were some problems with this product. Shortly after the release of the toys, there were 2 reports of children choking on pieces of plastic that fell out of the whistle while it was in their mouths.
Yellow car!
Thankfully, both children were mostly unharmed, but one of them did need medical attention after the incident. The parents of the children obviously complained about the poorly manufactured product and informed McDonald's that it was a choking hazard. McDonald's took action immediately and warned parents to keep the toy away from their kids if they already owned it, and then started to recall the ones still being sold in its restaurants. 2.3 million Hello Kitty whistles were recalled around the United States and Canada, and the Happy Meal toys were replaced by another one.
Super cute.
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
Everybody knows that oral hygiene is important, and you have to take care of your teeth. Even though kids are taught this from a young age, it's still sometimes hard to get them to do it. In the early 1980s, McDonald's determined it needed to help this issue and promote better oral hygiene to kids. So it decided it would be a good idea to place a toothbrush and toothpaste in its Happy Meals to get kids to scrub off all that grease from their teeth after eating the fast food. While it's a great idea to get kids to care more about their health, it's also well known that toothbrushes and toothpaste definitely do not count as a toy.
You are a toy!
Parents might have loved seeing these in their kids' Happy Meals, but no kid would be happy upon seeing a toothbrush after anticipating a toy. After all, this isn't a trip to the dentist. McDonald's actually used this promotion multiple times throughout the 80s, but it's unlikely kids ever started liking it. Some of these toothbrushes featured the mascot Ronald McDonald's face on them, but others were just plain colors, so you couldn't even tell that they were a Happy Meal toy by looking at them. Eventually, the restaurant did stop giving kids toothbrushes and toothpaste in their Happy Meals. So
الصراحة
kids today
الأفلام
will hopefully
مفيد.
never have to live through the same disappointment some kids in the 80s had to. Those were some tough times.
I'm the definition of tough.
McDonald's Airport.
Uh-oh, because there's an airplane out there.
Before the whole McDonald Land marketing concept was dropped from the restaurant in recent years, it was common for some McDonald's Happy Meal toys to feature popular characters from the series. These characters included Ronald McDonald, of course, along with others such as the Hamburglar, Grimace, the Fry Kids, and many, many others. Unfortunately, though, some of these toys ended up being some of the worst ever released by the restaurant, like we saw with the Ronald McDonald-themed glove puppet, mask, and sunglasses.
And take them goddamn sunglasses off.
In this case, the toy was a set of plastic airplanes featuring a different McDonald Land character as the pilot. Released in 1986, it featured Officer Big Mac, Grimace, Ronald, and Birdie, among others, flying things like helicopters and seaplanes. Each figurine was a different solid color with little detail in the design. They were a hard plastic with no moving parts, so that probably makes them some of the cheapest, most boring toys to come out of a Happy Meal. On top of that, McDonald's encouraged customers to unfold their Happy Meal boxes to use as an airport. The greasy cardboard, along with cheap plastic planes, doesn't exactly make the most exciting toy. And even though we shouldn't expect much from a Happy Meal toy, there still was depressingly little effort put into this one.
Is that all you got?
Camp McDonald Land.
Looks like we're going camping again, Murphy.
This next toy combines themes of two previous categories of bad McDonald's Happy Meal toys we've seen, encouraging kids to be active and go outdoors, and basing things off of McDonald Land. Kids love camping. There's nothing better than spending some time outside in the wilderness. And imagine just how much better camping would be if it was McDonald's themed. In 1989, McDonald's released a set of camping-themed Happy Meal toys to get kids ready to go to the fictional Camp McDonald Land. The set included 4 different items, each decorated with images of McDonald Land characters. There was a
لا
set of
حاجات
utensils
بلاستيك
composed
غلط
of a
لو يروحوا
plastic
كامبينج
spoon,
لأنه
fork,
ممكن يولعوا نار
and knife
والحاجات
with the face of
تدوب.
the Fry Guys on them, a collapsible cup with the face of Ronald McDonald on it, a mess kit with the face of Birdie on it, and a canteen with Grimace on it. Now, this would have been a great idea to get kids outdoors if the items had actually been practical. But we have to remember that this is a set of cheap McDonald's Happy Meal toys, so we know they won't be the best. The quality of the products wasn't good enough for them to actually be used properly. And if they were just being used as an indoor toy, they couldn't have been much fun to play with.
This was supposed to be fun.
Mighty Ducks Pucks. While hockey isn't as popular a sport in the United States as it is with our northern neighbors, it has gained some traction over the years, and many kids do play the sport. In 1992, the Disney film Mighty Ducks was released, gaining lots of popularity and grossing over $50 million domestically at the box office. This led to an animated television show spin-off that featured actual half-human, half-ducks who played hockey. Shortly after the release of the show in 1996, McDonald's
خلاص
released
يا
a line of
شباب
Happy
الوقت
Meal
عدى.
toys based off of it.
خلاص يا
The line of
شباب
toys released featured a set of 4
الوقت
different hockey
وعدى.
pucks, each with a figurine
معلش
of the torso of a
إن شاء
Mighty
الله
Ducks
الحلقة
animated
الجاية
character sitting on top
إنها
of it. This
نعمل
sounds
بارت
like it
2
could have
إذا
been one of the
الفيديو
more
ده وصل
successful ways to get kids
50
active
لايك.
that McDonald's has attempted, but unfortunately that
وباي
was